Hello, welcome to the Self-Learning Podcast by Dr. Sushma Singh. Let us start discussion on Unit 17, Traditional Neighborhoods and Modern Cities. Our topic is criticisms. As the discussion in the previous section illustrates, the phrase based on binary opposites of the traditional neighborhood in modern cities is not exactly relevant to describe and analyze contemporary urban phenomena. Earlier on in late 1970s itself, the tendency to associate urban neighborhoods with communities was criticized. Wellman and Lincoln have commented on the problems created by the entangling of study of community ties with neighborhood in the following way. The identification of the neighborhood as a container of community ties assumes the priori organizing power of space. This is a spatial determinism. The presence of many local relationships does not necessarily create discrete neighborhoods. The identification of neighborhood studies with community studies may omit major spheres of interaction. The focus on neighborhood may give undue importance to spatial characteristics as causal variables. Many analyses have been over-occupied with the condition under which solidary sentiments can be maintained. When not found in neighborhood, community is assumed not to exist. These criticisms also hold true for the most part of the tendency to view traditional neighborhoods in modern cities as repositories of close direct relations, the souls of the soulless cities. Today, residents of the neighborhood might not attach territorial markers of identity as closely as they would attach other kinds of markers. For example, certain kinds of music, participation in particular kinds of activities, etc. Moreover, there would be simultaneous emergence of multiple identities of switching from one marker to another. The geographical unit of space is not solitary determinant of identity, lifestyle and ties. Now let us conclude the unit. As mentioned above, today it is hard to find traditional neighborhoods in terms of architectural form and style, except a few heritage sites or preserved neighborhoods. The crucial question that students of urban sociology need to ask is whether a dichotomous pairing of traditional and modern can prove to be viable analytical tool in the first place. Tradition is always a relative category in terms of time and space. Modernity is also relative to time and space and is defined dynamically. The title Traditional Neighborhoods in Modern Cities poses a number of epistemological and methodological questions. Without going into the details of the discussion of these aspects, we can certainly conclude that in contemporary metropolitan and non-metropolitan cities throughout the world, intimate ties between neighbors are observed. But this does not mean that all neighbors share direct intimate relations. Neither does this suggest that intimate relationships can be sustained by territorial boundaries alone. At the same time, there is enough evidence to suggest that neighborhoods are not only geographical or administrative units imposed on maps, but many of them represent certain value structures, class specific lifestyles, and consumption preferences. In the developing world, these peculiarities are even more complicated by internal hierarchies of class, caste, race, and gender. In the first half of this century, ecological school theorists believed in homogeneous structuring of neighborhood. Today it will be adventurous to state so. Now let us wind up the session, and we have come to the end of the unit. Thank you very much for engaging yourself with the self-learning podcasts.